You don't need to be the loudest person in the room to dominate. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room to win. But you do need to stop playing like everyone else. Because the people you're trying to beat, they're not stronger than you. They're just smarter at strategy. And today, I'm giving you 5 rules that flip the entire game. People think power is loud. They think dominance is about being the center of attention, making noise, being the alpha in every conversation. But that's not how real power works. Real power is invisible until it hits. Real dominance doesn't yell. It watches. And the most dangerous person in the room is never the one talking. It's the one who says nothing, sees everything, and gives away nothing. The game changes the moment you realize silence is not the absence of power. It's the disguise of it. Because when you're silent, people start filling in the blanks with their own fears. They overthink, overanalyze, and underestimate. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone when your energy already speaks louder than words ever could. Every time you react emotionally, you hand your opponent the blueprint to your mind. You give them the keys to your control panel. You tell them exactly how to trigger you, how to manipulate you, how to lead you into battles you never wanted to fight. But when you refuse to react, when you can stay calm even when chaos is circling around you, you become a psychological nightmare to those who thrive on your response. People are addicted to attention. They're addicted to drama. They poke and prod you just to feel powerful when you explode. So stop giving them that satisfaction. You win by mastering your emotional reactions. You win by becoming so in control of yourself that no one else ever is. The one who controls their emotions controls the room. Because while others are reacting, explaining, defending, you're observing, calculating, choosing. You're no longer a participant in their drama. You're the architect of your own outcome. Silence forces people to reveal themselves. When you say nothing, they start talking more. They start showing you who they really are. They try harder to impress you, to intimidate you, to gain control, because your stillness feels like dominance. And that's exactly what it is. It's not passivity. It's precision. It's power with patience. The less you say, the more they panic. They can't figure you out. And in a world where everyone is broadcasting their every move, your silence becomes your advantage. Emotional control is not just discipline. It's your shield. It protects you from being manipulated by people who prey on your weaknesses. When you don't flinch, you don't fall. When you don't argue, you don't bleed. When you don't react, you don't lose control. This doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't expose what you feel. You channel it, you use it as fuel, not as a leash that someone else can tug on. They can try to provoke you. They can throw words, insults, traos. But when you stay calm, when you look them in the eye and refuse to break, you turn their power to dust. They expected a fight. You gave them silence. They wanted a reaction. You gave them a mirror. That's when they realize they have no control over you. And that realization destroys them more than anything you could ever say, because power is never about volume. It's about precision, the ability to sit in any situation, no matter how heated, and never let your emotions lead you off your path. Let them wonder what you're thinking. Let them overplay their hand. Let them reveal themselves, trying to get a glimpse of you. Your silence creates mystery. And mystery is terrifying to people who rely on control. When they can't read you, they can't manipulate you. When they can't provoke you, they can't defeat you. And when you've trained yourself to stay composed in situations that would destroy other people, you no longer just survive. You dominate. Not with ego. Not with aggression. But with terrifying clarity. Emotional control turns you from prey into predator. It turns you from a pawn into the player, moving every piece on the board. The moment you stop reacting, you start leading. The moment you stop explaining, you start commanding. And the moment you stop needing to be understood, you become untouchable. Because the person who cannot be provoked cannot be controlled. And that's the highest level of power there is. Control doesn't come from aggression, it comes from precision. You don't dominate people by overpowering them. You dominate by controlling what they think they know about you. When you decide what they get access to, when you limit your energy, your attention, your responses, you're not being distant, you're being dangerous. People who give too much are easy to figure out. People who say too much are easy to predict. But when you control the flow of information, when you speak with intention, when your actions are deliberate, you hold the power without ever needing to announce it. Power isn't loud, it's silent influence. The person who controls access controls the game. If everyone can reach you, drain you, distract you, manipulate you, then you're not in control, you're exposed. And exposed people are easy to exploit. But when you limit who gets to see you, hear you, feel your energy, suddenly your presence becomes valuable. The less available you are, the more powerful you appear. Scarcity creates strength. You don't need to chase attention to win. You need to decide who gets to earn your time. You need to make your presence so intentional that it disrupts the room when you enter and echoes when you leave. Giving people everything they want makes you forgettable. Giving them access on your terms makes you unforgettable. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to manipulate. When you're predictable, they play you. When you're intentional, they fear you. Every time you say yes when you should say no, every time you give your energy to people who don't deserve it, you're training them to believe they can control you. But the moment you start protecting your time, your mind, your peace, you send a new message: I'm not here to please you. I'm here to build something bigger than your approval. You want to dominate? Start by setting boundaries so sharp they cut off the leeches before they get a grip. Stop explaining your standards. Stop apologizing for protecting your energy. Every move you make should be strategic. Every conversation should have purpose. Every relationship should serve your evolution, not your ego. You're not cold, you're focused. You're not rude, you're selective. That's what powerful people do. They don't show up everywhere. They don't talk to everyone. They don't engage in everything. They'd understand that the more access people have to you, the more they take you for granted. So you train them, not with words, but with actions. Pull back your availability. Pull back your attention. Pull back your emotional investment from people who haven't earned it, and watch how fast they shift. Some will chase harder. Some will get angry. Some will call you selfish. Let them. That reaction is proof that your boundaries are working. That emotional distance you create, it's not just space. It's leverage. Because when people can't predict your every move, they start playing more carefully. When they can't access you whenever they want, they start valuing the moments they do. You create dominance by being disciplined. You create power by being unpredictable. Give people what they want, but only on your terms. Give love, but only when it won't cost you your sanity. Give support, but only when it doesn't sabotage your own growth. Give presence, but only when it aligns with your purpose. Because everything you give away teaches people how to treat you. And if you give away too much, they learn that you're disposable. But when you show that your time, your energy, your access is earned, not given, you teach people how to respect you. You don't need to announce your standards. You enforce them by what you tolerate. And when someone crosses the line, you don't explain, you remove. That kind of control makes people nervous. It makes weak people uncomfortable. Because they can't manipulate what they can't predict. They can't control what they can't reach. That's the point. You want to be dominant? Be the one they can't figure out. Be the one who doesn't respond the way they expected. Be the one who listens more, speaks less, and moves only when it benefits your mission. Let them be confused. Let them wonder. Let them talk. While they gossip, you grow. While they guess, you execute. While they try to provoke you, you disappear into focus. That's how you win. Quietly. Strategically. Relentlessly, you want to own your life. Start controlling who and what you give access to. Because not everyone deserves your story. Not everyone deserves your energy. And not everyone deserves a front row seat to your transformation. When you control access, you don't just protect your peace, you amplify your power. And the more selective you become, the more magnetic you become. People want what they can't have. So stop being available to everyone. Start being valuable to yourself. That's how you create dominance without ever raising your voice. That's how you become untouchable.